Yeah, man. So, Maul, you had an original question for us.
Oh yeah. Who have the bigger ego, men or women?
I'm gonna let Spaces go ahead and start off, man.
What'd you say, JVD? I'm sorry.
He
I'm
said,
gonna
"Go
let
let
you kick it off.
let you kick it
All
off."
right, you let me kick it off.
Yeah, go ahead and kick it off.
Let me finish this. All right. I think it's women. A lot of people aren't gonna. Oh, look at Just a Proud Girl of America. Oh, Nikki Green. I'm sorry. You can call her
See,
Nikki.
Nikki Green, she said, "Women, of course." See, ego already.
I think it's women. I think I think about this scenario all the time. You hardly ever see women coming up to men, right? Like to talk to them for the first time, trying to get the number or whatever. But if a woman does do that, there's little to no chance that he's going to deny her, right? Assuming that he's not married and all that stuff. Like if he's a single man, little to no chance that he's going to deny her. And it doesn't really matter what she says, as long as she's not coming off disrespectful. But in order for a man to increase his odds of getting that girl's number, when he goes up and talks to her, he has to stroke her ego by complimenting her in order to increase his odds. It's not required, but if he strokes her ego by complimenting her, saying the shoes look good, she look good, hair look good, whatever, give her a compliment or two, flatter her a little bit, he increases his odds to get that number. That's all I got for now.
Hmm. I think men and women show ego or their ego in different ways. So I don't think it's something that really can be quantified. Um, we show our ego as far as like bravado and just certain masculine traits that we have. But women, I think their ego lies it's a little bit more subtle, right? They're a little bit more slick, but um, I think it may come with like sometimes maybe the way they dress, right? They're always trying to shit on the next girl. Maybe they having their nails and shit done. What kind of purse or whatever. So I think they show it in different ways. But I'm not sure if you could really quantify who has the biggest ego. But Beyonce did make a song, right? So she
Uh,
got a big ego.
I'm kind of in agree with Sister every day and Jay every day because I was talking to this about my wife too. I think it's both equally, and I say that because I'm like on the sentiment of Jay every day because women show their ego in certain situations what men don't give a fuck about, and also men show their ego in ways that women don't give a fuck about. So I can't sit up here and say because just because of this situation, I don't got no ego in it, but the woman might have an ego in it. But then another situation, I might have a little ego, and women like, why you got a little ego over that? Like that. So I'm in a sentiment of like they both have equal amount of big egos. Like it's no one. I can't sit up here and say one gender have a bigger ego than the other. I can't say men have a bigger ego than women. I can't say women have a bigger ego than men. That's just how I look at it too, as well.
Where'd you get this question from?
No, I was just looking at a pod, and they were talking, and where the woman had a thing about, oh, women do this, and I'm like, damn, her ego always big. She always doing that. But then I was looking at another part, and it was like, where the men was like, damn, this ego kind of big too. And I'm like, who got the bigger ego? And it just came out of like nowhere. It wasn't there, nobody was talking about anything. It's just a question I was just asking.
I
Just want
think
to get.
sometimes I think sometimes people misconstrue ego as, sometimes people having more confidence and
That
they
too.
think that's ego, where you have more confidence, And I think ego is something where um I don't know, I think ego is something where you gotta have like bless you.
Thank you.
Um kind of gotta have the last word. What I mean, I guess yeah. How would we define it? You know,
I would agree that it shows differently in men and women.
yeah,
I think we'd have the best way to quantify it is look at the things that men and women are interested in, that they give their attention to, right? That what people would say, a man shows his ego through doing this, a woman shows her ego through doing this. I think generally speaking, in order, let's see, David said confidence and ego is very different.
right.
Yeah, I agree.
But can't your confidence bleed over into ego though?
Yeah, I think sometimes it could. I think like okay, say for instance, right? So Marlon and I we lift weights. Okay. Um if Marlon and I start lifting weights, obviously Marl can lift more than me, right? But we're lifting, Marl throw 205 on there. Boom, we hitting it, 225, boom, we hitting it. Then Marl like, I'm gonna put this 305 on there. And if my ego says, and I know damn well I can't do 305, but my ego is like, well, shit, I'm in competition with him. Because ego is almost like a competition thing. That's why I think it's more so competitiveness. And sometimes you allow your ego to actually hurt yourself or do some shit that you're not really supposed to be doing. You know, ego to me a lot of times becomes detrimental to the person because you're in competition. And sometimes the person that you in competition with ain't in competition with you.
I
Right.
have no
So
idea what
if
you're doing.
right. So if Maul put 305 with 315 up there, nigga, I could easily be like, hell no, I'm not fucking with that. Right. But right, because that's not where I'm at. Right. But if I say, well, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do it because he's doing it. Well, that's my ego trying to compete with him, right? Just to try to show him that I can keep up with him. And I think a lot of times that's what you have, people trying to keep up with other people. Keeping up with the Joneses is another idea of, ego to me. Because a lot of times people do shit that they um you don't have the money to. You want to go on expensive trips. You want to get the latest whatever, right? That's an ego thing. And you may not be able to afford that. People go in debt because of their ego.
So let's
But we
check.
can also talk about the biggest spenders too. Biggest spenders are women.
You ain't never lied. Now that I'm in agreement with yeah.
As I smoke this legal A.
All right, so I pulled up the definition, right?
Yeah.
Said, let me switch us to the bottom. It says confidence is the inner belief in your own capabilities, grounded in reality and a realistic assessment of skills, leading to a secure and open approach to challenges and feedback.
Mhm.
Ego, in contrast, is an overblown sense of self-importance and self-interest that seeks external validation, requiring constant praise and unwillingness to accept criticism, which ultimately hinders personal growth and collaboration. The key difference is that confidence is internal and realistic, while ego is often external and fragile.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That goes with Brown Girl in
All right,
America.
so
She said women can't even.
he said
What she
ego is
say?
more on a negative spectrum. Nikki
Mhm.
Green said, "I appreciate you for being here. Women
Great.
can't even take criticism; their ego would get crushed."
Yeah, a lot of times, yeah.
Now that's one of them situational thing where what's her name was? I don't know if you want to just keep calling her that. What's her name? Nikki?
Yeah, Nikki. She said
Okay,
it on
Nikki, where she said criticism. Like you can come tell a man what he's not and not doing. His ego will like take like, man, look, especially if he's a man that has kind of did a little bit of work on himself and know himself, he's gonna take it. But if you tell a woman be like, no, they don't want to admit to it. They'll try to come to you 2 days later. Well, come lay on you next to you. Ain't even still say I'm sorry or like I was wrong, but then that's the way they were saying sorry instead of coming out their mouth and saying.
Look at David.
Green brown lady.
Nancy Beauty said, not only you're competing with others, you're competing with yourself as well. David said, but at the same time, men can have dangerous reactions to having their ego crushed as well.
Yeah, niggas be crashing out.
But that's only little boys though. That ain't really grown men doing that.
I have to disagree with that one.
Bro, if you still crashing out of your ego, you're not really a grown man.
Well, Mom, let me provide some pushback with this, right?
So she's saying,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you. She's saying you can call her Nikki.
All right.
Nikki. Stogie and I were talking about this, and like, you know, the idea of a real man when they say what's a real man.
Yeah.
For me, I'm trying to figure out what is that, because a man is, to me, basically just an adult male. So what's a real one? We all trying to, you see what I'm saying? We all trying to figure this thing out. So when men say, because like if you say, well, a real man is this, or somebody says a real woman is this, well, that may not be how they view things. You see what I'm saying? I mean, that's just the way I was thinking about it. Not, you know, there's no right or wrong answer, but it's just like a lot of times I feel like that, you know, we like if we say, well, that's a little boy. No, that's a grown man. He just be crashing out. He has no way to control his emotions. And sometimes you got grown men, real men, that don't know how to control their emotions.
But I think, to me, when you're defining a real man will have that under control. A real man will like, okay, look at you as a real man, because I know you're not finna crash out and do shit just because your emotions in the way, because you have a family. You have to be there for your family. So your ego will take a back seat when it comes to your fucking family. Just point blank, period. I don't give a fuck how much I want to. I don't give a fuck how much it hurts me or whatever. It's going to take a back seat because you have a family. And that's why I say, when I say a real man is not going to crash out, is because you have a family, you have responsibilities. So you think logically like, bro, this is not something like, okay, call me that. It's cool. I'm finna still go home and take care of my family. And that's why I'm saying, when I said a real man is not going to crash out, because it's all a maturity thing about, you know what's important and you know what's not important. That grows into it too. And I understand what you're saying. Like, I think everybody has a different definition of real man. But I think we can all come to some conclusion if you get a group of men to be like, okay, now that one player, that one P, that one on no grown man type shit right there. That wasn't on no, that's cool. That's on some, I think we can all come to some default agreements that this is and this is not what real men do.
Yeah.
I think,
I'm sorry, real quick. I just think sometimes, like, if you had a stand-up guy this whole time and things, you know, whatever transpire negatively in his life and he crashes out, is he no longer a real dude?
I just think he came on some hard times. To me, it's not a real, everybody make mistakes. Even real men do. But if it's a pattern, I can't put you in that category. One-offs, everybody had one-offs, bro. Everybody, we all done had our one-offs. We all done fucked up and did some shit that we shouldn't have been doing. It is what it is. But when you make it a pattern and you study doing it, when you know how they say, one time is a mistake. 2 times, 2, 3, 4 times, you just crash dummy. You just what it is.
It's a pattern.
It's a pattern. Yes, it is what it is.
Let's see. David said, can you say something about women? I think he's trying to say what you were saying, Jay, every day about the difference in men and boys, or men and grown men, or real men and grown men, or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, and that's what I'm saying. I'm saying in regards to men and women, you know, we call somebody a little girl or, you know, a little boy. I mean, I feel like, their emotional intelligence should have matured by then. But, you know, we all have different emotional intelligence. A lot of times we just gauge intelligence by how much somebody knows something. But emotional intelligence is also one of those things that you know, people have to shit mature with.
Yeah. It come with
Game maturity.
situational too. That come with you
Yeah.
growing and you learning though.
Experience, absolutely.
Yeah, it come with you experience. Like the more you live, the more you start recognizing that a lot of this shit we used to glorify and all that shit is retarded. It's really stupid. I shouldn't have said that word. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said
it's no. I mean, YouTube isn't sensitive.
Okay, but it's stupid. Like a lot of things we used to pay attention to, a lot of things we used to do, a lot of this, a lot of that is stupid.
You're right.
We still trying to change shit that we was programmed to do as shorties. It's stupid.
It was something. I'll give you an example. I was driving and somebody had some Ford Giottos on a Dodge Durango. Durango was raggedy as hell. And I was thinking about
Stupid.
how
Retarded.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about in the 2000s how rims was just we putting rims on everything.
Yeah.
Just rims. And as I, further into adulthood, I'm realizing like rims don't belong on most cars. You know what I'm saying? That was just some young dumb shit.
Yeah.
But I mean that was the time, maybe that was the culture.
Yeah.
But it was stupid.
But like you say, it don't belong on everything. You gotta know when and when not to do what you need to do.
Yeah.
Like if you got a decent, nice car and you throw some rims on there and they take it to another level, okay, that's cool. But
you don't put no 28s on it.
No. You put stuff to fit so it can still. To me, I like the rims when it looked like you bought it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Not that you had to go cut this, do that, lift this, raise this, do that. No, I don't like all that. That's just my opinion about that. Now you might got other people that might like, no, I'm gonna go throw some 38s on here. Be my guess.
Yeah.
That shit don't look right to me, but it ain't my money.
Definitely.
So go ahead.
I've he said you're from the South, you biased.
No, I say I don't like 38s. Down south they like big rims. Some of that shit don't be looking right, David.
Some of that shit.
I think I've come to the realization I have to my official stance on who has bigger egos, men or women. I have to solidify and stand firm on women. The reason why is because they're risking, maybe that's insecurity, but they're risking death to get BBLs. Because you want to get this surgery and take some pictures and look good on the internet, or maybe it's both insecurity and ego.
Hey, I'm gonna give you a little pushback though. But don't men sell drugs and go out here and rob and shit like that? Ain't they risking death to get money too?
That's just stupid though.
Ain't the same thing when women get BBL? That's stupid too.
But
you still risking stuff to get money, to get women, to get ego, to fill your ego, to go buy some clothes or buy something. It ain't even that you're doing this to better your life for 10, 20 years down the line. You better your life so you can go to the club, so you can have on clothes, so you can have shoes. Ain't that ego and stuff too?
Yeah, I can see
Absolutely.
that.
Absolutely.
So you're saying you just threw one out there for women. I just threw one out there for men.
I could see, yeah. I'm not necessarily disagreeing. Maybe in my brain, I'm just comparing the two because you can potentially stop selling drugs. You can't un-BBL yourself.
But you can also get killed. You can also die from a robbery. You're risking your life or your freedom for some materialistic shit or for somebody else to notice you or whatever like that, just like women are.
Yeah. I don't know. But I'm talking. Okay, so I said you can't un-BBL yourself. Yes, you. I would say that the situation is the surgery is reversible. I'm saying if you decide to stop selling drugs, you can do that immediately.
But all drug kingpins say they used to stop after this, and then the feds came. Everyone. Of the drug kingpins, they'd be like, "This is my last one," but this one right here is where the feds was waiting on them at.
Yeah, and I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying because the whole, selling drugs thing is completely stupid to me. I'm just saying, like, in comparison. If it's talking about being able to stop or whatever. But all right, you guys got anything else on that before we move on?
No, I'm cool.
No, that was good. That was a good conversation for sure.